You in the office, baby. Going up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Slice Fight Network. Today we are here with Martin El Jaguar Francisco. He'll be taking on Coreno Blanchard February 3rd in Tupelo, Mississippi. How we doing today, Martin?
I'm doing well, man. How are you, Timothy?
Doing good, bro. Good to see you again, man. It's always a pleasure.
Likewise, man.
So you had a couple kickboxing matches after your last boxing match that fell through.
Yeah.
And then you ended up getting one, right?
Yeah, I ended up last weekend, actually.
Last weekend. All right.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. How'd that go?
That one was fun. I fought Austin Little out of, I forget what MMA Academy he came out of, but black tie boxing, kickboxing. And
Okay, up in
boxing,
Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah, Jackson. That promotion, high class, man. There's like some fancy stuff.
Yeah.
Suits and ties. It was a nice setup. The people there treated us well. Ryan Collins was the matchmaker. I met him, talked to him. The refs were good. It was a nice setup, but that was fun. Austin Little, stud of an opponent, really tall. Hard finding the range with that guy. He didn't let me get on the inside like I wanted. He was playing a smart game, and during the fight, I won, split decision. It was a toss up in my opinion. It could have gone either way in my opinion.
Right.
But the judges, I pressed the action forward, aggression, and I remember during the fight, like he hit me with the head kick, and I caught it. Like I answered the phone, and then it like whipped me around, and I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "This motherfucker threw them." And so I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "Come on, then." And I was talking my stuff to him, and he was just like, "Hell no!" He said, "I ain't no dummy. I know you box."
Yeah.
But we were just like talking. It was in a fun exchange, but it was fun. I like the event. Nice setup.
Yeah. So that's been part of camp is just staying busy fighting as well.
Yeah. Training with Combat Kings. With Ty Guthrie, Jeff Sinkowski, hitting mitts with those guys, and the ATS is working on boxing there mainly. And I trained with Ivan Lucas as a brown belt with under Justin Cavender, and he's out of Russellville. I met him and worked with him some, so he kind of helped me get ready. Fine tune the stuff for that kickboxing match.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
So talk to us about your opponent, Coreno Blanchard.
Girl, that's Reno.
I saw the post where you stole the name.
Yeah, girl, that's a Jaguar.
Yeah.
So it's all love, it's all respect. At the end of the day, I know he's in there to go handle his business. From what I've seen in his fights, he's very aggressive. He's not going to sit there and just wait for me to do whatever I want, which is fine. Either way, I'll play into whatever he wants to offer. So whatever's there, I'll try to take it. I'm expecting there to be fireworks for sure. He looks like a stand-up guy. He's gonna want to bang. So let's do it. I'm excited for that.
Bro, I'm excited for it. I ain't gonna lie because I know Reno and he's came and trained over here with us a couple times and stuff and just working with him just in my head I ain't gonna say nothing to either one of you, know what I'm saying, but it's like in my head, I can feel it coming. Like this is gonna be a freaking banger, dude. Like I'm ready for it, man.
I'm excited.
Like honestly, it's a really well matched fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited. I feel like whatever he's working on, I'm sure he's got a lot to offer. And regardless of the outcome, I'm here to learn. I'm here to showcase what we've been working on. I'm confident. I'm sure he's very confident. And that's the kind of fights I'm looking for, is people that are going to make me doubt and question and then consider and lose sleep. This is one of those fights that I'm thinking about him, and I know he's thinking about me.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like whenever you get the phone call and you kind of get that feeling when you hear the name, it's like those are the fights that get you up. Like those are the fights that's going to make you elevate yourself.
For sure.
Like it's going to make you push harder and like you want it. And I know vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever he heard you, he was like, okay, because man, I mean, realistically, he's going to be coming back into boxing. You stayed pretty busy. Like, you stayed pretty freaking busy. Like since you started fighting, like you've been real consistent. So it's like, that's kind of your arena right now. You know what I mean? And
that's kind of where, really, after this kickboxing match, I was going to take that one. I was going to go to Columbus, Ohio for a 5-day kickboxing tournament. And I was like, after this last fight, I was like, hold on, let me tone it down. I'm going to go ahead and fight on the Aries card. I think it's Aries. Jeff Sinkowski is fighting for a title March 9th. So I'll be on the undercard, or not the undercard, but I'll be in that fight card too. So it's a kickboxing match. I was like, well, let me this is really what I want to do. I think really what I want to pursue is boxing.
Yeah.
And I've seen his stand up. He's definitely explosive and that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want something that's gonna challenge me, that's gonna make me dig deep and see really, where I stand with with where I'm at in my training and my time invested
Oh, for
and my
sure.
mental strength, really.
That
So
and man, in these kind of fights, when both guys like really believe they're gonna win, like
mhm.
that's when the fans win.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the
Yeah.
fans win then because it's like, man, like it's gonna be a good fight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you just can't help it. Like when you have two warriors that are gonna go out there with
Yeah.
their heart and they truly believe, like, man, I am the better man.
Yeah. It's a pretty stacked card. I was looking at the card, bro. The
Yeah,
card is crazy. It's
yeah. Like TCB is coming
yeah.
through again, man. Like,
I'm excited for a shot, man.
oh, man, me too.
That's the guy.
Me too.
Overall.
And man, I've known Isaac a long, long time,
Yeah.
and man, that's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, it's gonna
Like it, like, I'm telling you, like it's gonna be like that's actually it's a good step up
Yeah,
for
for sure.
Rashad.
Yeah.
Like going pro, making that pro debut. Like Isaac's gonna bring it.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna bring it,
Yeah,
dude. Like they don't call him Iron Man for nothing.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna bring it. So, all right, man. Like, talk to us about what else you got going on, outside of fighting. Tell us a
Oh,
little bit about what Martin's got going on.
I roof houses, right now it's just been kind of the weather's been messing everything up. I'm backed up like 4 houses. Uh I haven't even been able to go quote none of them because of the weather. So it's
Yeah,
really mainly just work and recovery really mainly for me. I kind of abandoned the whole 9 to 5 like months ago, like half a year ago. I was like, man, bump this, bump that, because I want to invest my time into really the space, having that good mental space and
yeah,
that you know, that good headspace where I can recover well. And I feel like the recovery is more important than the training itself, because if you're not well recovered, you're not coming into your next session like you need to. You're not
right,
getting the best, like you're not squeezing as much juice out of the lemon as you can be. Does that make
100%.
sense? So so I'm just taking these routes as they come and taking it slow, and that gets me by, man. For some
Yeah,
reason, like I entrust everything to God, and I have faith in Him, and so He's taking care of me along this road, and I'm trusting Him with the process, and I feel comfortable with where I'm at. Comfortable, not comfortable. Does that make sense?
right.
So yeah,
Comfortably uncomfortable.
comfortably numb.
Yeah,
Pink,
yeah, yeah.
Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a perfect analogy.
yeah, that's it.
Uh, all right, man. So talk to us about the recovery. Like, what do you do for your recovery and stuff like that?
I mainly stretch. I nap in between sessions. I've been doing 2 or 3 sessions a day, so I nap in between them, and a lot of stretching. Really, yoga's the main thing.
Yeah.
I started to get into that after I quit jujitsu, and yoga for me is like the best. That's actually a very good like preventative for injuries and pulling muscles or like grip tearing something. I feel like if you get put in a neck crank, I have more like durability because of uh, just stretching, really, just
Mhm.
mobility and stretching. More than anything, it's just mobility and stretching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, man, I'm a 100% believer. I stretch for 45 minutes every day, but I have to like
yeah,
so when I was in Afghanistan in 2010, I got blown up by an ID.
yeah,
And bro, like my lower back and stuff, man, it'll just like about two sometimes 3 times a year. It's like, man, I'll just wake up and just, man, I'm just
yeah,
locked up. But it's like, and it always happens like whenever I kind of slack off on my stretching,
yeah.
you
You
know.
start to feel tight and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, cause I've roofed houses for many years now, and man, that lower back, you start to
Yes,
feel it. Like
sir.
I'm not 20 no more. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The lower back will be honest with you about your age and what you've been doing.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
if you've been hard on your body, like that's where it's gonna let you know. The
yeah.
lower back and then the hips.
That's it right there. That's the main thing. Like, so I feel like that right there has helped me with training and jujitsu. Recently got back into it, and so really it's just that for recovery is time away from the gym, is just recovery, being with family, being with people that I would like being around, like that support the lifestyle and the people that I can invest time into. Really, it's just being around my nephews. It's just kind of giving me that mental space where, all right, I have to lead, I have to be this person, I am this person, because you witness like a town, everyone's strung out on stuff,
Right.
and
Yeah.
you're like, man, you gotta create an avenue where kids can actually be kids, or and come into becoming a man, because we don't have that like here in the culture. Like the Jewish people have the bat mitzvahs, and
Yeah.
then the quinceañeras for the Latin American women, and then the cultures. But when does a guy become a man?
Right.
Like when does a young boy become a man here? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like I guess when I reference like movies and stuff, like you see like some of these movies are like, like Amazon tribes and stuff,
Yeah.
they always have some sort of ritual.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
like,
ritual.
yeah, it's like once you do this, it's like now you're a man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like,
So
I agree. It's like, we don't have that, it's kind of like, good luck, bro.
yeah, so I'm trying to create this whole environment, this atmosphere where it's a rite of passage. You're gonna be a warrior. I don't care. Like you have your sons, I'll have my sons later. We're gonna be warriors.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no. That's if like the grid knocks off. Like
Yeah.
we lose everything. We're gonna have to revert back to those primal instincts.
Exactly.
And that's
It's
what
going to
they were.
become tribal. It's going to get tribal.
Hunters and warriors. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And so you have to view life in that way, like to be competitive. And so that's just I'm willing to sacrifice whatever it takes now for the later. That's where I'm at right now in my life.
Man, I couldn't agree with that more, man.
Yeah.
And also, having that faith in God.
That's it, man.
God got you.
Yeah.
God got you. As
Yeah.
long as you don't leave him, he won't leave you.
Yeah, and I find it interesting because people that are used to just living the monotony of life kind of look at that, and it's almost like it's frowned on, and it's almost like a disturbance to some people, and people don't understand that because of your vision. You trust him; he's giving you a vision, and you take care of it, and you treat it like it's something sacred because he's giving you some sense of knowledge that you have to push forward in this way. Because I mean, what else is there to do? Otherwise, if you ignore it, then it's almost sinful. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. And it's always like, you're supposed to take those risks. Like
Yeah.
that's what faith is and believing what you can't see.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So it's like I know what I want. Like it's in my heart. It's kind of like when you wake up and you're gonna go to that 9 to 5, but you just know like, man, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
This ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. And you're right. Like that feeling inside of you, you're right.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
like that you're meant for something bigger.
Yeah.
But so many people, they're scared to chase their dream. They're scared, like they
Yeah.
find a certain level of comfort, and that's it. They want to stop there because they're okay there, right?
Yeah.
But then they'll look and be like, well, this person has this and this person has that, but that person took risks.
Yeah.
The person probably didn't always have that.
Sacrifice something.
Exactly.
So that's the big theme right now is to sacrifice. Even in the way I fight, like I take those risks. Like put me in a corner, I'm comfortable there. Put me on the ropes, I'm comfortable there.
Right.
And so in the pocket, all right, that's where the danger is at.
Mhm.
Like someone like Manny Pacquiao, who he shined the best when he was in danger,
Right.
and Freddie Roach recognized that. And so to have that somebody talking to you, I feel like God is my Freddie Roach. Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
yeah,
I feel like he's
100%.
taking care of me, and to have that conversation with him like intimately, you have to be self-aware of who you are and what you want out of life. And then I think that's a major part of it. And witnessing what's going around in my town, and then what you don't want to affect you and the people behind you.
Yeah.
So to be aware of that and to create this space where it doesn't have to be that,
Right. Yeah.
So-
It's like you don't have to go and do something stupid to prove to prove yourself to some people who don't care
Yeah.
about you anyway.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like
That's
that
100% right.
yeah, and that's what
I've-
gets a lot of young men.
Yeah, and I've
you know.
made that mistake, man, like a ton of times, like
Same.
a whole decade, like, waking up after about a decade, realizing, I don't waste all this time, dope, women, partying, boozing, whatever. I've done it all, man.
Yep.
I've seen it, done it all. It doesn't matter, it's in the past now. And
Yeah.
so,
It doesn't impress me.
yeah. And so at the end of the day, like you're like aware of like where you come from, where you're standing, where you're headed. And so I was like, my parents didn't cross 2 borders for me to come here and just roll over like a dog and show my belly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%, man. I couldn't agree more, dude. Like that's me. I seen like sacrifices that not just my parents had to make and stuff for us, but like other people, my friends and stuff who they were in that same situation, and seeing the sacrifices that their families made and
Right.
stuff, and it's like, man, like I'm a firm believer in it's disgraceful to half-ass anything because people believe in you.
Yeah,
Like if you're sitting there and you're half-assing and you're not putting your full effort in,
exactly.
especially like coming to a gym, right? Like especially if you're a kid, or something like that, and your parents are spending hard-earned money to bring you there, it's like,
Hmm.
hey, like, try your best. Like, we don't expect you to be the best, but we expect you to try.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Because your parents out there busting their ass, ain't no telling what they had to sacrifice in order to afford that.
Exactly.
Maybe you ain't bought no new clothes in a couple years, to make
That's
sure
it.
that they could get you some new gloves and some new
Right,
shoes
right.
and some new stuff like that. And so it's
Yeah.
like, I really think like appreciation and gratitude is what is lacking a lot in society these days. Like,
That's the main thing.
yeah, there's a lot of entitlement that people feel like,
That's really the main thing that I feel like is like I listen to a lot of people like influencers that talk about it, psychology that talks about it, that's what's crumbling this empire. Like we're literally in a time where we're witnessing uh, the internal crumbling of the family nucleus, and there's no core principles anymore. Like there's no rhyme or reason, and there's we negate a lot of the necessary and important things that are the parameters which guide us to where we need to be headed as a collective. You know what I mean?
100%, 100%, man. It's like that old saying, man. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And like
Yeah.
now we're seeing it, like people falling for all kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and it just leads you. Like I said, we've made those mistakes, and we're like, on the self-aware side of it now. And it's like, and so like me, when I'm looking at this at younger generation stuff, and I see them making them same mistakes, it's like, man, I want to reach out and help you so bad.
Yeah.
Like I want to tell you, like, man, like I know what you're feeling, but I'm telling you, this ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't it. Like there's a better way. There's a more rewarding way, and there's so much more satisfaction that you're going to get out of life going about it differently.
Yeah.
And but it's like, hey, sometimes they just got to learn on their own.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to learn the hard way. Like,
So my dad told me, a long time ago, it took me 10 years, when you're young, you think your dad's rough on you, hard on you because of the way he talked or approached you.
right.
It's almost like, you get a resentment, but you realize like, I'm glad he was, because if he didn't, come at me that way, how much worse would I have been? Like,
Exactly.
where would I be now? Would I be locked up?
Yeah.
Would I be dead?
Or if I thought that anytime somebody said something like, criticizing me, like that they were being mean to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're trying to offend me. It's like, no, I mean, you gotta be able to take that corrective criticism. Like you have to be able to be self-aware enough to accept the fact that you were the one fucking up.
Yeah.
Like it was your fault.
Yeah, exactly,
like you can't just keep pointing the finger and explaining shit away, and playing the blame game.
Yeah, I think that's the hard part. It's that sense of ego that gets in the way, man. That's the part that's like, man, it's gonna get you every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It never fails, man. Like your ego and your pride.
That's it.
Like your pride's gonna cost you. Your pride costs you, especially like out in the streets, man. Like, you get some mouthy fool or something like that. It's like, bro, just walk away. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Because especially nowadays, these young kids, they gonna pull a gun on you.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff. It's like, man, just let it go.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it.
It's better to avoid those situations like a bar or those parties or wherever.
Yep.
Just
you ain't. Yeah.
it's better to be boring.
Yeah. Hey, young men out there, let me tell you something. You ain't gonna find love at a bar.
Nah,
you ain't gonna find love at a bar.
You'll find just for a moment. You think it's love, but it's not.
Yeah. Shoot no. But all right, man. So February 3rd, Tupelo, Mississippi, back in action.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Appreciate your time, Martin. All right. Have a good one, bro.
All right.